Hi everybody, I'm Jeff with Virginia Paranormal Investigations, and here we are at a 7-Eleven somewhere in Gloucester, and we're actually on our way up to Delaware tonight, and then we're going to go up to Philadelphia tomorrow to investigate the Betsy Ross House, a very historic location. And what we're going to do is take you with us along the way and show you what happens, and that investigation can be seen on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Virginia Paranormal. And here we go. Traveling down 17, we came to 301 on our way up to Delaware tonight, and we stopped at a place of interest that you're going to see over here. It's the spot where Booth died. Right here behind me, you can see the historical marker for the spot where Booth died. It says Lincoln's assassin. He was killed while resisting arrest. It says it was actually about 2 miles down the road, 2 miles south of this location, on April 26th, 1865. So it's pretty cool we actually sought out this historical marker. We saw we were coming through this area, which is, we're
just outside of Port Royal.
Just outside of Port Royal.
Yeah.
And when we saw the sign, for 301, we remembered someone telling us about that, so we figured we'd come down here and seek out the historical marker. And we were considering doing an EVP session, but unfortunately the actual spot is, like I said, 2 miles down the road. Yeah. So that's probably not gonna, well, maybe we'll drive down 2 miles and see if there's anything telling us exactly where. If not, we might have to nix that idea and travel on down the road. So we're driving down this portion of 301 where we went a little further south and we made a U-turn. We were looking for the exact site of the farm where Booth was killed.
We definitely passed it.
Definitely.
Yes.
And it's not easy to find. It's a project for another day perhaps.
Right.
But the interesting thing about it is it's actually located, that road that you just saw us driving down. Now we're driving north. It's actually in the
median.
In the median.
Right. Right. The location of the old farmhouse is in the median now, and supposedly there's a pull-off to one side of the road that my father has said marks the location. He's actually been out to the location. He parked in that pull-off and walked up in the woods into the median, and it's a fairly thick patch of woods in the median here. And supposedly that's exactly where the home site used to be. It's not there anymore. Unfortunately, the Garrett family fell apart after this incident, and basically Mr. Garrett died penniless. So it was very unfortunate circumstances for him. He lost the farm, and it never lasted much past the death of John Wilkes Booth.
And now to think that historic location is just lost in the woods,
right,
in the median of 301.
Yes, and all these people passing down this road every day. Some of them probably don't even realize that this is where such a historical event happened.
So here we are. We actually found it. It says Assassin's End, and this is the area where the farmhouse stood, right around here, where it says in the end Booth was laid on the porch of the Garrett house and died about sunrise. The house and barn stood a short distance from this spot. So we found it, and it's surrounded by dark, dense, creepy woods. Right here on the right, as you're coming up 301, heading north. So here we are at that beacon of light in the night. Hey David, what'd you find over here?
Oh man, I just found a handy dandy
ice machine.
Ice machine.
Perhaps we should pose for a picture.
I think so.
So coming out of the bathroom, I couldn't help but notice that there was a plethora of soap in the dispenser.
Oh yeah.
A lot of soap in the dispenser, which is good, which means we're getting
employees wash their hands.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it makes me look forward to those boneless bites a little more. Although I do got to say that one Sheets where the guy didn't wash his hands, that was one of the best burgers I had. I don't know if that attributed it to it. I'm hoping it didn't.
Maybe added a little extra flavor or something.
It might have. It might have. But definitely an older Sheets that were in here. So it seems. It's not the typical big eat-in Sheets and stuff like that. But let's peruse the drink cooler, see what we can find here.
140 calories for that little thing.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Little cans.
And then this 200.
It truly is a double shot.
Yeah.
Where'd Linda go? I thought she found some interesting chips over here. I don't know.
Did you see this?
What is that?
Sheets iced coffee.
Sheets iced coffee. Oh man, and it's caramel flavored.
Yeah.
I'll bet that's quite an interesting treat, if you will.
Probably something. I don't know. I don't know if it's good, but
What is that?
Carolina style barbecue. Normally the chips that we find in this flavor are not in a small bag. So I had to have them.
Huh. That's interesting. A small little bag of that. So here we are crossing over the Potomac River. The bridge is a little bumpy.
Kind of old looking.
It is.
A little bit scary.
Yeah, it is kind of scary, especially the sound that it's making right now, is it not?
Yeah. And look at the height of that hill that on the bridge we're going to have to go up over.
Yeah, if you can see through the foggy window, there's cars coming down there. It's pretty high up. So what do we got off to the right there?
Some kind of big ass factory, and I'm sure that it's probably dumping toxic waste into the Potomac.
Oh.
I'm not sure what they make over there though.
So quick stop somewhere in Maryland for some Wawa Reserve Kenya coffee. And I gotta say, this stuff's pretty good.
Turn right onto Billings
I drink it
Road,
black.
then make a U-turn.
The GPS is telling me to turn right in 250 feet.
Toward the front.
I think I'll wait till I get in the car to do that though.
Yeah.
So, we're up here in Delaware, as you may have seen, depending on how I edited the video. It took us a little while to get that contract printed because we left it at home. But we're trying to get on the road and get up here to Philly so we can get some authentic cheesesteaks. And from the home of the Philly cheesesteak, obviously, it's in the name, Philly. But that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
There's Kyle's car.
Yeah, that's Kyle's.
She drives a Prius.
Yeah. Liberal.
Yeah. Hey, there's Vincenzo.
Hey, school teacher.
How's it going?
Oh, isn't that the bitch over here? Whoa, whoa, look here with the beer. Look here with the...
Decided to come over here onto Broad Street and venture into a little place called Talk of the Town. And we're gonna get some authentic Philly cheesesteaks. Mona, you're excited. Don't you have a cooler in the back?
I have a giant cooler in the back.
What are you gonna do with that?
I'm gonna grab 2 giant Philly cheese subs, and I'm gonna take them home.
Let's see if you
Do you have ice in there?
Not yet, but I can get some right here. How
Well, I
convenient!
pose in front of
Yeah,
ice
we'll take a
machines,
picture in
so-
front of the ice
Oh,
machine.
yeah, we'll get that.
So I have this authentic Philly cheesesteak right here, and as you can see, it looks very, very good. Man, look at all the steak on there, and the cheese, and the onions, and the peppers. I can't wait to tear in this thing and see what it tastes like here. A little bite of this thing here and see.
Yeah, we just got done working with flyers.
Got there, Moni.
I got the pork and broccoli raw. And it looks really good. Smells really good.
It does.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's nice. Some melted cheese in there.
Try part of that yet?
Not yet.
David, how about you? I saw you're about 3/4 of the way done down there.
This sounds really good.
Was that the first time trying to Philly
yeah.
cheesesteak?
Oh, yeah.
The first time?
Thank you.
Yeah. It's pretty good, too.
Worth the drive, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. Like a what?
We could, even if we didn't have an investigation, we could drive up the
Yeah. It's like, what, a 6-hour drive or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's no biggie.
No biggie. Kyle, what do you think?
Very good. I actually ended up getting the out of towner,
Yes.
which there's peppers, onions, cheese, and obviously your steak, and it's good.
So you got the old fashioned?
I did. It's called an old fashioned. It's a little bit different, kind of simplistic. You know, it's got the grilled tomatoes on it. If you look down here, see the
man,
grilled onions,
really good.
grilled tomatoes, provolone, and that's
Yes.
pretty much it. A little bit of oregano, I think.
And the fries. And Kyle, I think she made a better decision over here with the cheese fries.
No, I think I did, and I actually think it's cheese whiz, so it's like
Even better.
even better.
So the sidewalk's uneven. And we did manage to find some parking down here, down an alley, I guess.
yeah.
Well, it's not really an alley, it's kind of a road.
No, it's the darkest alley in Philly. And we're gonna have 2 minutes unpaid for. So the meter man is just gonna be walking down out here. He's gonna see ends at 6:28. Gonna slap a handy dandy parking fine on us.
Right, right. And I surely hope not, but it does end at 6:28. So after that, it's supposedly free parking from what we can gather.
Oh yeah.
But now we gotta carry this stuff a couple blocks to the Betsy Ross House, providing this GPS that we're following takes us to the right place.
Oh yeah.
And we don't wander around the city hauling all these bags and everything all night.
Yeah. Hey. Hey. I think we have arrived. It's locked.
Oh, it is.
So we're gonna have to go and see if we can find another way in.
All right.
And some of those, you know.
So this
you go
is
in
the
these
upholstery
corridors, you
shop.
go down there and you couldn't even see your hand like this close in front of your face. It was scary. Oh my gosh, scary. Yeah.
Well, that is a good point. I do.
Pretty cool stuff
I
so
don't know
far,
how
huh?
to turn off
Oh, yeah.
all of the lights.
Oh yeah.
We don't
Kyle, we're going down into the basement here.
Oh, is this where we're going?
I gotta say, this is probably my favorite part, the basements, usually. What do you think?
I may have to agree with you.
Our favorite part is what everyone comments
What are we looking at?
Look at these stairs behind you.
Oh yeah, that's cool, huh? Yeah, look at that. Where do those go?
outside.
Outside.
Yeah,
Oh.
there's a little. Somebody actually just asked me why all these Philadelphia homes have those like scrap. Yeah. And so I have no idea.
What's going on with the bathroom?
We can't find David. And
Really?
it's probably been, what do you
Oh,
think?
geez,
At
20
least
minutes.
20
maybe
minutes.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, when he went out with you, that was the last time I saw him.
No way.
Yeah.
Hey, David. He's not in there.
I
He's
heard a
in there. I
toilet.
heard
I
him.
heard a toilet flush.
That could have been the settling, like the house settling noises, maybe?
No, he's not answering because he knows you're videotaping right now.
Hey, David. Yeah. Oh, yeah, see, he's in there. You all right?
Huh?
You all right?
Yeah.
They were out here saying you were in there for like 45 minutes.
Dude. Oh man. Oh man. There. I thought I broke the toilet. I thought I broke the toilet, right? So I wasn't in there the whole time. I was trying to fix it. Yeah, I was trying to fix it because I was like, oh man, this is gonna be all over the internet. Dave from VAPI broke Betsy Ross's toilet. So
The
bad.
same one she used.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's fine now. It's pretty bad in there though.
Is it?
Yeah, I wouldn't go in there for a few years.
What year did that gentleman perish?
I don't think she's.
I don't think she said.
Well, when do we know when the house was?
60s?
We'll know
Oh,
if
okay,
we,
so
we
then-
can go out
It
there
was
and
like,
look at
yeah.
it.
Okay,
yeah.
because then there would be electricity.
Yeah, there
That
is a
makes
sign
more
upstairs,
sense.
but I do think that it was like the 1960s or sometime like that he was renovating it.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, then that makes sense.
Now, another interesting thing that she did tell us, I don't know if you heard, was that there were buildings that were up against the sides of this house on either side. You know, and that's why it's got that kind of really flat appearance on the two sides of the house.
There was.
And at one time there was a fire, and they took down the two houses on either side. So that's why it kind of sits here by itself today. But a fire evidently was raging down Arch Street. Oh, that's getting full. Look at that. Oh boy. It was raging down this street, so
Look at her coffee cup.
yeah. So it took out a lot of the places in the area, which I guess could lend to the activity too, you know.
Ah.
It could kind of,
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody died in the fire, but it's
Yeah.
certainly interesting.
Do we?
Well, since we're in the Betsy Ross House, I stopped by a local thrift store in Hampton, Virginia. And I have found some trigger objects. So I thought, what a perfect trigger object. And I have 3 of these. And these are the 5-pointed stars. And we discussed the 5-pointed stars. Washington wanted 6-pointed stars on the flag. And Betsy Ross said, no, no, no. She can't do it that way. It's too difficult. So she said, it's got to be 5 or no. And they decided, okay, go ahead and do 5. And that's how we have the 5 stars on our
Interesting.
flags.
Interesting.
And so I have 3 of these.
What are
Whoever
those,
would like to
bandanas?
take one. Actually, you know what? I think they're just napkins.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just
I
napkins.
was gonna say I don't want
But,
to draw out the ghost of any like gangbangers or anything like that. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Stole
you
my
know we
bandana.
could.
Crips.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could. You
We'll
know.
bleep that out just in case any are watching.
Yeah, you know, we could do some of this or could tie it around our leg, you know.
That's very 80s looking.
Yeah. Take you back to your motorcycle days, Moni.
Biker days.
Yeah.
So what else? I heard you say. Did you have some more?
Oh, that's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, yeah, that'd be interesting to see if that
Yeah, so I
draws
mean,
out the ghost of Betsy Ross.
whoever wants one, there's 3 of them. I'm
I already
gonna take
drew
one.
her out.
Yeah, you drew her out.
Can't even see what that smell was.
Something. Even in that. That was me. Even in that room in front of us, that was Betsy's chamber. Yeah, Betsy's chamber, right? Maybe move a cover or move the
Spirit.
drapes or something.
How many hours a day would you spend in your room sewing, Betsy? It's a lot of hard work. You're very, very appreciative, more than you would know.
I wanna, and then something, and then speaks to the.
What do you want?
Is there someone here that you would rather talk to?
Do you know anything about the fire that swept down the street here?
Music.
That's Moni. She's trying to stir up the ghost of Betsy Ross. Perhaps by showing her where to land.
Do you like the flags that Mommy brought for you?
Yes?
Yes?
Said yes?
I saw that you lit this device up on the floor. Can you try to touch that again for me?
I'm gonna come back over.
Or the one over here I saw that you were playing with. Look. Okay, now I'm gonna push it. You want to try to light that back up for me too? I got another flag for you.
Oh, it is lighting that up good.
You want to try to make the lights on that circle go on again?
And they went with it.
Next.
Next. What? Did it say next?
Come on, don't leave us, please.
Was that John Ross? If John Ross is around, can you light up this thing down here? If John Ross is here, can you light this up for us, please?
Oh, it's lighting up here too.
John Ross. John Ross, we heard there's some controversy over what happened to you in the war. Can you tell us what happened?
Here you go. Here you go. You can play
John Ross, if you're here, can you light up that thing on the floor to the red? Let's call that a K2 meter. Light it up a little higher. See if you can make it go to the red for me. All right, you're close. John Ross, one more time. If you're here, can you light that up to the red, please? Tell me you're here. The little green thing has been going up to that for a while. We need to go to the red.
Was anyone murdered on this property? If so, who was murdered?
Well, regardless of the questionable odors out here on the street, it looks like we just about made it back to the car, so I'm happy for that. Walking the streets of Philly at midnight, it's always a fun pastime, but it's probably better to get to the car sooner than later, wouldn't you say, or no?
I think, yeah.
And the sidewalk's uneven again. I
know, and you also picked, I think, the darkest alley in this part of town. Too.
I figured, oh yeah, I figured with the Christmas lights back there and the trees, we'd be all right.
I
but
saw that. Yeah. It just doesn't seem to be enough.
no. But nonetheless, here we are. So I don't know where the night's going to lead from here. It's still fairly early, so we'll see. Safe to say we made it out of Philly, and with no problem. And we wandered down here to a Wawa in the Concord area, and we're gonna stop in and perhaps get some food. What's up? That's a good call.
Yeah.
There it is.
Got you.
So what are you thinking here, Linda? What do you got up there on the screen? I see, man, right off the bat, that macaroni and cheese looks good.
That's what I was looking at, and you can get it buffalo chicken mac and cheese, or you can get it with bacon, or you can get it mixed in with roasted vegetables,
man.
which are really good.
That does sound
But
pretty good.
I haven't quite decided exactly what I want to get, so I might just have to look around for a minute here.
And Kyle, what are you browsing over here? Perhaps the salads?
I don't know. I'm thinking either a salad or I saw that they have breakfast.
Yes. Man, look at all that stuff.
I know.
It's a tough choice, like when it's all right there in front of you.
And it all looks,
you kind of have your heart set on something, and then you see all these other pictures, and you don't know what to get.
it leaves you very confused.
It does.
It does.
So I'm coming up to the cooler here, and I noticed that they have something I haven't seen before. Mountain Dew ice. All right, so here we are at the hood of the car, and what do you got there, Linda?
We have a couple of quesadillas. They are really, really good here at Wawa. And you can get like regular cheese, chicken and cheese. You can get buffalo chicken and cheese, or just like roasted vegetables. And we always get the buffalo chicken and cheese because it gives it a little bit of kick. And you see they really stuff it full of stuff. We get the roasted vegetable option.
It's steaming out here.
Yeah, they give you the option of the different types of cheese that you want down inside there. And, it is extremely sloppy, but very, very good. So it's well worth it.
That looks delicious.
It is. And we're going to say, what'd you get?
Yeah, it's definitely not Taco Bell.
No.
I got a hoagie salad and some other snacks. So
Hoagie salad, that sounds good.
yeah, we'll see.
Sounds
We'll
good.
see. It's a little smaller than I was hoping for, but we'll see what it's going to be
I
like.
got an attitude.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Is it still in the bag, or did you take it out already?
No, it's right here. It's right here. Look, the chick opened another register, And she took the guy that was the very last person in line.
Before you.
That's
I
right.
hate when
And
that
I said,
happens.
no.
Did you complain?
I said, yes, I did. And I said, next in line. How about that? That's what you're supposed to do.
And what'd she say?
Thank you.
So how much was that attitude?
I don't know.
So I just opened up my salad, which I was kind of upset about because I thought it was going to be small. Because it looks small, you know. So I just go to cut in thinking it was going to be all lettuce, like most salads you get anywhere. Look at this. It's all meat.
That's a lot of meat. Now, as Linda just stated, this is probably the messiest thing that we eat. And I'm about 2/3 of the way through it. I got a little more left. And I gotta say, it is really amazing though. You can see the buffalo chicken. I got 2 kinds of cheese, cheddar and American cheese, jalapenos, some roasted vegetables, and applewood bacon. And sometimes I like to take a bite of this and do the chaser. So this is an obnoxious bite followed by the chaser. It goes something like this here. Being in the area of the infamous Devil's Road, how could we be here without venturing down
Right.
this dark, creepy, windy road?
Yes.
We have to.
Yeah.
We do. Now, Kyle, you've been there before,
I have.
and tell us a little bit about your experience.
Well, I think I've only been twice. My cousin actually took me, and we drove down the road. I loved the trees. You had mentioned something about some of the trees had been cut down. But we never saw any cars chasing us, thankfully, because I probably would have cried. So my experiences were relatively pretty calm.
Right. Now, we have been chased by the cars down Devil's Road that supposedly keeping people away for some reason. We don't know why.
Right.
Supposedly due to some cult activity that's going on out there in the
Yes.
woods. Rumors of Satanists and human sacrifices and all kinds of crazy stuff. And the land is so evil that the trees grow away from it.
Yeah, well, that's
so
the
that's the
what they say.
the legend.
It's actually they cut the trees away from the power lines that run down the sides of the road.
That's very
Not
less,
quite so
not as creepy.
Are you talking about when they cut the trees down?
No.
Or why they actually are arched and growing that way?
And why they're actually arched and growing that way.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, but no, they did cut one of the trees down. The main tree that was the focus of the activity, where they supposedly found
The skull tree.
Yes, they call it the skull tree. What they find, a dead body, like a baby's dead body.
Yeah,
or
something like that, and
mixed up in the roots.
mangled human remains in the roots of the tree.
Right.
Years ago, I guess it was in the 80s maybe, according to legend, of course.
Yeah, and I think they've cut that tree down since. Maybe because it was so much of an attraction for people, but it also could be.
It was
'cause
very close to
kinda
the
hanging
road
over
as
the
well.
road,
so,
yeah.
yeah, that could have been. But we're gonna venture down there and see what happens.
Yes.
All right, so here we are, driving down the beginning of Devil's Road here, and right at the beginning here, you can't see it much, is where the trees used to be that would lean against or lean away from the road. Here's an example of one here. Can we see that? See that tree there? Probably not incredibly well, but they do kind of lean.
Yes, definitely.
Away from the road. You want me to stop here for a second? I'm gonna put down my window too, so we'll listen for strange sound. Now another thing, over to the left here, there's some trees, and there's been rumored to be people walking back and forth in these trees, and we have seen some strange lights in those trees before too, like people walking with flashlights. I don't know if there's a path there, and if there is, what exactly they'd be doing out there at night. But we have seen that before. This was years ago. Yeah, and it's such a narrow road. One of the things that's a concern is if you're coming down here and someone is coming the other way, for one, it has happened before and they can get around, it's just very tight. But if they don't want you to get around, that could be a problem as well. So we left Devil's Road last night, and a pretty interesting place, of course, wouldn't you say?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. What were your thoughts back there?
I thought it was pretty creepy, especially with the trees.
Yeah,
running
the trees are
the
pretty.
One direction.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not
I
sure
thought
if
it
it's
was
power
weird,
lines or not. It's kind of, I don't know. It's strange, really strange.
Yeah, definitely strange. Linda?
Yeah, creepy as it always is. Fortunately, we didn't actually meet anybody on the road like we usually do. So that was, a little more safe feeling, I guess,
Right,
than it
right.
usually is. But
Except for a car full of kids that were kind of pulling on there as we were.
yeah, and that was
as
at
we're
the
leaving.
very end as we were leaving.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they were
so
just
that
up
was
there clearly looking for some creepy stuff.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
But we stopped off here to Goose Creek to perhaps use the facilities, and so Moni could get some.
Ice, baby.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So you can see that picture of Moni getting ice probably on our Instagram.
Right.
Hashtag VAPICE. Yeah, there you go. So if you take a picture of yourself in front of an ice machine, go ahead and hashtag that. We're not sure exactly what it means,
But it's
but
a lot of fun.
Or where it's
it's
gonna
fun.
go.
Yeah, there's nothing better than a good ice machine picture. So yeah, go ahead and do that and hashtag it, tag us. Maybe we'll share it on the page. I don't know. But we stopped at this Goose Creek, like I said, and had a chance to use the facilities. I like using the bathrooms here because there's more than one stall. So I
Right.
can take my time. I don't have to worry about somebody banging on the door, which always seems to happen with me.
Yeah.
Water was a little stinky.
The water did stink today.
Yeah.
It was really
Smelled
bad.
like crap.
I don't know why it was
It's
stinky
disgusting.
water. It was weird.
It was horrible.
But nonetheless, I washed my hands with it, and we're going to head back on the road here, back down to Virginia. And make sure, if you are in Philly, just to say, you stop at Talk of the Town.
Yes.
These,
Good
I have to
place.
say, are the best cheesesteaks I've ever had. The staff is great, very friendly people.
They are.
And like I said, amazing food, good prices. So definitely stop in there. We're looking
Yeah.
forward to the next trip up that way, just so we can go to. We might and schedule investigations in Philly just so we can go to Talk of the Town. I don't know. We'll
Chris will
see.
have to come then.
Right.
Absolutely, absolutely. So here we go, back on the road to Virginia.
Tinder's thing.
Is there anybody behind you?
Yeah, but we need to put in our third order.
Okay. Good.
Can I have a 4-piece home-style tender combo with a Coke?
What kind of dipping sauce?
Just ranch.
I'm sorry, what?
Ranch.
And your side of drink?
Coke.
Side.
Oh, crap. What'd you say?
Your side.
Dirty rice.
Okay, can I get you anything else?
Nope. That'll be all.
Cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I couldn't understand.
I don't think she could understand you either for some reason. Just a hunch.
Probably.
Believe me, you don't want to.
So we're waiting for our order here at Bojangles, and as we pulled around to the window, we were informed that in the future we are not allowed to place 3 orders from one vehicle. The most amount of orders you can place at Bojangles is 2 per vehicle.
Right.
So if you would like to put 3 orders in from one vehicle, you need to get that next person a car. This is from the lady that works here. She told us that.
Yep,
Yeah.
she did. And, did they want your money or not?
It's kind of mean, you know?
Only 2 people's monies.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of mean, too, you know?
there anybody
the way she
behind
said
us?
it. Talking about, next time, only 2 orders.
And it's, and
Next
it's not,
time.
yeah, and it's not like we took forever to order too. I mean, this is just a matter of like 1 extra combo
Yeah,
and
exactly.
$6 or $7.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know what
And what's
that's
the difference
all
if
about,
someone else
but-
pulls up behind you and orders?
Right.
Who cares?
Yeah.
What's the difference? There's no difference. Just in the same vehicle.
Now, mind you, we're at the Bojangles that's up here on the Eastern Shore too. So, if you have more than 3 orders, or you have more than 2 orders, I should say, don't come to this one.
Yeah. Policy.
Yeah.